ပြောခဲ့ပါတယ်အဲ့ဒီစကားစလေးကိုစပြီးတော့ဒီနေ့ဟောပါမယ်
In previous days, Sayadaw has tried to explain the meaning of Satipatthana. Between these two words, again Sayadaw has divided them, Sati and Patthana. Again Sayadaw separated the Patthana word in two, pa and thana, to show the extraordinary meaning, a prominent meaning of the pa. Yesterday Sayadaw has given various examples what specific meaning it possesses as the special word pa. Showing the meaning of pa, Sayadaw also has described whenever yogis try to get the object to note, to get the object precisely from the beginning to the end, they should try to send their observing power or awareness towards the object, such as with sudden attack. Or in another way, you should rush forward to the object to get the object precisely. Then only you will accurately note the object at that moment. Still there are some more explanation to give to you. Therefore, today also Sayadaw would like to explain about the same word. Sayadaw says it is just like the athletic. There are so many games to play in the playground. Suppose a person is playing the basketball. Whenever he gets the ball, he rushes forward to the main target, and before he go there, whenever the ball get in his hand, he has to rush forward to the target to place the ball into the net. And whenever one throws the ball, at that time also there isn't any time to think about the ball, about other things. Just he has to concentrate to get the ball from others. And to get that ball, he should be very quick, and he should have the force to attack suddenly to get the ball. In the same way, while in the practice of meditation, especially in the Satipatthana practice, the yogi also follow the same technique as the basketball player. He or she doesn't have any time to think about other things. Whatever object will be there at the present moment, he or she should try to get it with sudden attack, rushing forward to it. as the player in the playground, if he may not be active enough or he becomes inactive in playing and delay in each and every moment, he cannot win the game. There will be all the time loss for him. Just as the same way, the yogi, if they are not active enough to note the arising each and every object, at that moment they cannot observe the object. Practice is to develop concentration power as well as right understanding, making foundation the morality, a good conduct. To have these three types of training through the practice, what quality one should possess? To show that fact, in the text there is a word in Pali, attandito, that means without being inactive or sluggish. The meditator should be very active and energetic, constantly, all the time. In the fulfillment of those three types of trainings, especially to have strong concentration and the right understanding, if one becomes inactive and full of sloth and torpor and sluggishness, he or she may not be able to succeed in his or her practice. It is the great hindrance of the practice and to obtain the benefit through the practice. He is near enemy, not only near enemy, great enemy, not simple enemy. Whether the meditators practicing the sitting meditation or walking meditation, if they don't have strong desire to do the noting, to get the object appropriately, and they become inactive in such act, if they are feeling laziness and overpowering them by sloth and torpor, and lack of interest in the practice, all these aspects are really great danger to the yogis, and they are near enemies. So one should have to take considerable awareness in the practice. But there are some yogis, while they are doing the sitting meditation, they just want to sit comfortably. They don't want to note the object precisely. And because of that inactive practice, they get sleepiness. And they are now and then nodding their heads again and again. sitting practice, some yogis are quite clever. They are resting their hands each side, not to make other people know that the yogi is sleeping. That cleverness also comes through the inactive mind. While they are doing the walking meditation, at that time also if they are inactive, they couldn't know each and every process, every movement of the leg, and they couldn't get anything through the practice. Especially when they become inactive, while they practicing sitting meditation, after a few minutes there may arise painful sensations. Because of the inactive mind, their energy also quite weak. They couldn't have strong effort to note the painful sensation. So they are just trying to get rid of that painful sensation, moving their body here and there, twisting and turning. And just they want to come comfortableness in the practice. Because of that inactive, effortless practice, they cannot know the actual nature of that painful feeling or painful sensation. And there couldn't be any understanding in their practice. And they cannot make any progress if they follow the same technique all the time. Therefore, that inactiveness or the laziness is the great enemy and nearest enemy to the yogis. Especially those yogis who are sitting comfortably in the practice, and especially those who are sitting against something, and that might be anything. And Sadhguru says he is not trying to blame those yogis who are sitting on the chair here, but he is trying to explain his experience in Burma. And the sleepiness overwhelmed to them extremely. Those people who are those yogis who just want comfortableness even in the practice and they don't have active practice, because of lack of energy, especially the mental energy, their practice cannot get progress. And later on, the mind becomes weaker and weaker. They cannot go anywhere. Even they cannot gain proper concentration, proper observing power or the awareness. What to say, not to have proper benefit to reach to the path and fruition knowledge. There won't be any benefit to such yogis. That's why, to avoid that kind of weak practice, the Buddha used the word attendito. Be active, be energetic, and be with forceful mental state. Do the practice with diligent effort. That is the impression which gives by that attendito word.
အဲ့ဒီလို
Sayadaw says, in actual practice, one should have such determination. I will do the practice even if I may die during the practice. Such kind of energetic mental force is necessary to have real practice. If someone involves in taking care of their body to give it comfortableness only, they may not be successful in doing the practice. Some yogis used to say, in sitting practice, while they are sitting for 1 hour, here we have to sit at least for 1 hour, and during that 1 hour period, there arise various painful, unbearable sensations or feelings. While the yogis are noting that painful sensations or painful feelings, sometimes the pain increases. But the yogis want to decrease it. The pain doesn't go away. The pain increases more and more as much as they try to note the pain. And they used to say, because of that painful sensation, I feel myself compassionate. Sayadaw says, that means he or she hasn't got strong mental attitude in the practice. Being compassionate oneself means unknowingly the inactive mind is entering into the yogi's mind, and he or she will become effortless. In another word, he or she will become overwhelmed by the sluggishness and lazy. In that way, practice couldn't be developed and couldn't gain any benefit from such practice. When the yogis cannot progress in their practice, in the 3 trainings, to get the real understanding and to get rid of the suffering, because of lack of mental strength and mental power, gradually there arise various defilements, and if the yogis are accepting those defilements, they are accepting suffering too. They cannot go beyond the suffering state, and they cannot overcome the defilement.
ကျမ်းဂန်များမှာပြထားတာ
In the text it is said, all the rounds of sufferings which are arising 100% to the living beings are dependent on the defilements. Defilements are the causes to have 100% suffering in this world, is the meaning. Sayadaw also says, when there are defilements at the present moment arising into the being's mind, the defilements are working as fire and they are burning to those beings. And when the fire has already burnt, the remaining things also become black and full of dirt. It couldn't be pure one and clear one and nice one. All the time, therefore, the defilements bring suffering hereafter. In this way, the defilements are the causes of the suffering in this present life, as well as they are the causes to bring all sorts of suffering-full results hereafter. So therefore, Sayadaw says, defilements are fire. You should try to understand the nature of defilement. If not, you are burning all the time with the flame of defilement fire. Therefore, the defilements are dangerous in this present life as well as hereafter. Whenever defilements arise, beings are ready to commit all sorts of unwholesome acts. If they break the law of the society or the state, not only they are getting suffering hereafter, even this present moment, they have to face various punishments from the government as well as from the society. So therefore, Sayadaw says, defilements are danger to the beings. They should be careful to not to arise the defilements in their heart and in their mind if they really want suffering-free life at the present moment as well as hereafter. In the text it is mentioned, especially in the Milinda's question, Venerable Elder Nagasena described the nature of defilement fire. To understand the nature of defilement fire, it is also necessary to see the danger of the natural fire. When forest fire will be there, it doesn't leave anything in good condition. It is there to destroy each and everything, whatever it gets near to it. Way, whenever there will be fire of defilement, it burns everything. It doesn't have any friendly feeling. It doesn't have any kind of kindness in it, and it doesn't have any kind of compassion towards others. So therefore, the fire, as the natural fire is dangerous in this world, so does the fire of defilement. It says that is why in developed countries, when they built their house or home, there are fire escape and fire extinguisher. Even they cannot extinguish the fire, then there is fire department. And see how dangerous the fire is. Therefore, Sayadaw says, before the fire gets its hand, try to prevent, not to catch with fire. It is the best way to have safety from fire, rather than trying to extinguish when fire takes place. There will be fire, and fire escape and fire extinguisher doesn't help to seize the fire. Then people need to get help from the fire department. When the fire department come to extinguish the fire, they don't have any friendliness towards the fire, any kindness towards the fire, any compassion towards the fire. They are forcefully trying to extinguish the fire as much as possible. Therefore, there shouldn't be any compassion, there shouldn't be any kindness, there shouldn't be any friendly feeling to extinguish or to prohibit the danger of the fire. Sayadaw says, the most frightening fire is, as the yogis know here, so try to see the most frightening fire yourself and be ready to extinguish it. As the natural, to extinguish the natural fire, people don't have any compassionate feeling towards it and kindness feeling towards it or friendly feeling towards it. They become so fearful to extinguish the fire. In the same way, knowing the danger of the fire of defilement, not only one or two defilements, but all those defilements, whatever there may be, try to extinguish without having any compassionate feeling towards it. Be very fearful yourself, wrathful yourself, and try to extinguish the fire. To be a real yogi, whether they may be recluses or whether they may be lay persons, they shouldn't have any compassionate feeling to overcome or destroy the fire of defilement. It is true, being the living being, especially being the human being, one should have humane feeling. Humanity should have in him or her to have friendly feeling towards another living beings. They should possess compassion towards the another beings. They should feel kindness towards the another beings, but not the fire of defilement. If you try to be compassionate to the fire of defilement, and if you try to take care too much to that fire of defilement, then it will be there to put you into ashes. It never help you, it never support you to keep you free from suffering, free from danger. Therefore, the attendito word is used not to have any slothful nature, not to have any inactive nature, not to have any sluggish nature, not to have any inactive nature to destroy the fire of defilement. Those who are really active in the practice, they don't give any chance to arise the inactive mind in their practice. Whatever object may arise through the six sense doors, they are ready to approach to it, they are ready to plunge into it, and they are ready to rush forward to it, and they are ready to attack suddenly to grab the object at the same time without missing even a single particle of the object. Try to discern yourself. Could there be any defilement during that moment? Suppose there may be the seeing object. If you are noting with forceful mental force, using the precise observing power at that moment, although the object may be pleasing one, desirable one and lovable one, could there arise any kind of greed or lust or craving or attachment? There couldn't arise any kind of lust, craving, attachment or greed, because you are forcefully grasping the object, and at that time your awareness is so strong and powerful, your mind is well protected because of that awareness. That's why in such moment there couldn't arise any kind of defilement, not only craving. If the object may be unpleasurable one, still you are free from arising the hatred and other types of defilements. So you can get proper protection at that moment. But you have to be active, you have to be energetic, you have to be diligent, and you have to be forcefully noting the object as the words used previously. Then you may not be in danger because of the fire of defilement.
See it?
Those yogis who will have inactive mind, weak mind, lack of energy, whenever there may arise any object, they cannot note the object accurately and precisely. Most of their time they are missing the noting object. Try to see at that time, can your mind will be free from all sorts of defilements. There may arise easily if the object is pleasurable one, lovable one, and pleasing one. Lust easily arise, craving easily arise, attachment easily arises. If the object is unpleasurable one, disagreeable one, then also there may arise hatred. A lack of proper understanding to know the actual nature of the object. So there are some kind of deludedness, and because of that delusion may arise. Not only these mentioned defilements could arise at that time, but all sorts of other types of defilements also could arise one after another. You cannot avoid those defilements not to arise. And the defilement will play, being as the fire itself, and it is ready to destroy to you. You cannot escape from that fire of defilement. Therefore, Sayadaw urges to the yogis, actually if you are practicing meditation, be very energetic, be very powerful, possess all sorts of mental forces within your practice, be diligent in your practice, be with proper awareness, and try to get each and every object clearly, precisely, and accurately. Then the practice will be fruitful.
တတိမဲ့တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေမှာတော့
Those who don't have proper fire escape and fire extinguisher, even those who don't know how to extinguish the fire, then the fire gets more power and it will destroy everything. In the same way, the defilement fire also there, which is really fearful, If people don't know how to put out those fire, then the person will be surrounded by that fire. And there won't be any way to escape from that fire. And you will have to face the actual danger of that fire. So therefore it is necessary to be watchful and careful not to surround yourself by the fire. And it is also there as a saying that fire surrounds a mad person. You should not be the mad person who is surrounded by the fire. One hour is already completed, so we will continue it tomorrow.